Hi guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Today I'll be showing you how to make this delicious pot of black soup. If you know black soup, there are different types of black soup, but I'm going to be showing you how to make the one from the western part of Nigeria, Ondo state, and it's called Marugbo. Now, some parts of Ondo, like the Ikales, they call it Marugbo, while the Ekimoguns of Ondo state call it Gbanunu. Another part of Ondo State calls it obeiweta, but they all mean the same thing, black soup. This soup is not only super delicious, but it is highly medicinal and beneficial to the body. If you'd like to see how I made this, keep watching. Before I go through all the ingredients we're going to need for this soup, let me just explain what Marugbo means. The full meaning could either be Amarugbo Takete or Madarugbo. Amarugbo Takete is a Yoruba word and it simply means it makes an old person agile or active, while Madarugbo means you're not going to get old. Gbanunu also means something that helps to cleanse the system. So all of this just tells you how beneficial this soup is to the body. So now let's talk about the ingredients we're going to need for this. The major ingredient for this is the Marugbo leaf. This leaf is mostly found, in the western part of Nigeria, and this is what the leaf looks like. The Marugbo leaf is said to contain a high amount of iron and zinc. It is known to stimulate lost appetite, replenish vitality for mothers who just put to bed. It helps to prevent cancer and so much more. Just go ahead to Google the benefits and you're going to be wowed. The next ingredient I'll be showing you guys is scent leaf, also known as Efirin. You'll also be needing some Uziza leaves. This is what Uziza leaves look like. Now, it is quite difficult to get this Marigbo leaves if you're not where it is originated from or if you do not plant it in your compound. However, if you cannot get the Marigbo leaf, you can just use more of the scent leaf, add in some curry leaves, and then the Uziza leaves. That combination as well is really good. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I cannot have access to Marigbo leaf. I cannot make black soup. Just get more quantity of the scent leaf and then also the Uziza leaves. Don't forget to add in your curry leaves. The next ingredient is Egusi melon seeds. Now, this is quite optional. I like to add this because it helps to brighten the soup. Black soup turns really dark from blending all of these grains, and it's mostly not pleasing to the eye. However, adding this Egusi is going to help brighten up the color and is not going to look as dark as it usually would. We eat with the eyes first. So adding this helps to make it less unattractive. For the rest of the spices, you're going to need some scotch bonnet for heat. You'll need some calabash nutmeg, also known as Ehuru. You're going to need Umilo and Gbafilo. This is what it looks like. They're also used in pepper soup. Cloves, also known as kanafuru, ginger and turmeric, fennel seeds, and lastly, Uda and Uziza seeds. You'll be needing a little amount of palm oil, so this is even healthy. So the proteins, one of the main important proteins that has to be in your Marugbo soup is fresh fish. I'm going to be using mackerel fish. You can use any type of fresh fish that you want, but just ensure that you add fresh fish into the soup. I'm also going to be adding some cow skin to this soup. All of these are optional. Tribe and roundabout. Tribe is also known as shaki. I'll be using that, and then I'll be using some boiled chicken. This is old layered chicken. I'm going to show you guys how I boiled my chicken and my assorted. And finally, we're going to be needing some chicken broth. This is actually a combination of the chicken and the assorted meat broth. We're going to add this into our soup. So now that we've gone through all the ingredients, it's time to move to the next step, which is prepping. Some people add Adon fruit, also known as Aridon, to their Marigbo soup. If you can get access to that, you can add it to the soup as well. It is highly medicinal and adds some flavor to your food. So now let me just quickly put you through how I boiled the chicken and the assorted meat. You know that when you're cooking with broth, the flavor you get from the broth is actually really important as it's going to transfer. Oh my god, as it is going to transfer into the main dish you're making. So I'm going to add some water, add in onions. Onions are really good, and then I'll add some salt into the chicken and also the assorted, and then I'll also go ahead to season with beef seasoning and chicken seasoning. I missed the part when I was doing that. So I used the chicken for the chicken, of course, and then the beef for the assorted. I'm also going to be adding some garlic paste into this chicken, combine everything together, cover, and allow it to boil. So you do not have to add curry or any extra spices because you want to keep it as simple as you can. Now it's time to go ahead to blend all the ingredients that we already prepped that I showed you guys earlier. So I have my blender here and I'm going to be adding the ingredients. I'll start with the Marugbo leaf. Next, I'm going in with the Efirin, the Uziza Leaves, add your Egusi, Ehuru, and Uziza Seeds, Gbafilo and Umilo, fennel seeds, cloves, the pepper, ginger, and turmeric. Now you're going to add a lot of water into the blender because you do not want a thick consistency. You want the consistency to be runny and not thick. So add as much water if possible to fill to get a half of the blender, then cover and go ahead to blend. So let's check our blend and see what it looks like. This is what it looks like after blending, and I tell you guys for a fact that this smells good. The smell from this is really nice. It's, all of those ingredients are smelling, not smelling, the aroma of all of those ingredients are coming out already, and I totally love it. So now it's time to do the cooking proper. It's actually quite easy. Put your pot on heat. I always advise to use a deep pot like this. Pour in the blend, and then we're going to cover this and allow to cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. This has been cooking for about 12 minutes, and this is what it looks like right now. The color has darkened, but I also noticed that it's thick. We do not want the consistency of this soup to be thick, like your chicken stew or your beef stew. So I'm going to add some water to this to loosen it up. This soup can also be taken, just as it is without any swallow or anything to pair with it. So you want the consistency to not be as light as pepper soup, but for it to be running. That's how it's best, served and enjoyed. And at this point, we're just going to add all the other ingredients. I added in the broth first, then I'll go in with my chicken, I'll go in with my intestine or shaki and all of that. I'll add the palm oil, I'll season with some salt and seasoning powder, really simple seasoning, and then I'm going to add the fish. After adding all the ingredients, we're going to cover this and allow to cook on medium to low heat. At this point, you're going to leave it for about 18 to 20 minutes. You don't want to rush the process so that everything can get into each other. And that's it. Your delicious, your malicious, health beneficial Marugbo soup is ready. This soup is so good. Can you see how easy it is? Just blend everything, pour everything into your pot, and that's it. Your soup is ready. It doesn't take a lot. Trust me, anybody can make this. It came out really, really good. The aroma is amazing. It tastes really good. If you can, just try to Google the health benefits of this soup. It keeps you young, it helps to flush the system, it helps to aid digestion, whatever it is. I'm just going to go ahead to taste it at this point, and it tasted so good, you guys. The main people from Ondo, they do not joke with this soup. And that's what used to keep our parents back then, our forefathers, really young. They live long, they take less of processed foods. And taking all those things, once in a while helps to flush your system. It keeps you youthful. We need soups like this in our life. It is good for our body. It's not only yummy, but it also has so many benefits that it's going to do to our body. I mean, and this is best served with, pounded yam. You can have it with pupuru. You can have it with fufu, eba. You can have this with rice. And like I said earlier, you can have this as a soup. I really hope that you guys get to try this recipe. If you're on Ondo and you're watching this, please indicate in the comment section. Let me say hello to you guys because I married your brother. I married to an Ondo man and he enjoyed having this. We paired it with pounded yam and it was so good. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this recipe, please give it a thumbs up down below. It's not going to take you long. And if you haven't subscribed, why? Join this beautiful family where you get to enjoy so many recipes made easy. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.